Thank you for joining us. This video in the Technology Introductory series will discuss tips for parents on setting up their child's iOS Apple device. If you are an Android user, please see our video on setting up your child's Android device.
The prevalence of mobile devices in today's society is overwhelming. As of today, there are more than 7 billion mobile devices in the world. There are dozens of options available to you when you finally decide to take the leap and give your child a mobile device. From Wi-Fi only connected devices like iPods to devices with Wi-Fi and cellular network capabilities like smartphones and tablets. The most important thing you can do as a parent is understand the capability of any device you're going to allow your child to use. And remember what devices your child has access to. Many times a parent takes away their child's cell phone for inappropriate use, however, forgets about the iPod that they previously used. Any device that has Wi-Fi capability can be used in much the same way as your child's cell phone.
Although there are several smartphone and tablet manufacturers in the market, the two primary operating systems that we see on a daily basis are Google's Android operating system and Apple's iOS operating system. An example of a computer operating system would be Windows 7. The operating system essentially controls how a device works. Different operating systems work in different ways and have different features. It is important to understand how a device works before giving it to your child. One way that may help parents with this is to make sure you give your child the same type of device that you use if you use a smartphone. It is easier to learn all you can about the features of one operating system. When setting up a device for the first time, you will receive step-by-step instructions on how to set up the device and create an Apple ID. Make sure you know the email address and password associated with your child's Apple ID account. Accessing the iPhone settings can be accomplished by clicking on the settings icon. Now you can select either the iTunes or iCloud option. Within each menu, you will see the existing account information, or you will have the option to add an account. When you create an Apple ID, you are assigned an Apple iCloud account automatically. iCloud provides users with an iCloud photo library, iCloud Drive, family sharing plan, and the Find My iPhone feature. The iCloud photo library stores every photo and video you take, making them accessible from any synced Apple device. You will want to make sure this feature is enabled if you want to be able to review copies of the photos located on your child's device within the iCloud Drive. My Photo Stream does not back up the photos to the iCloud Drive. Apple iCloud Drive provides cloud storage for contacts, documents, and photos. Apple provides 5 GB of free storage for their iCloud Drive service. iCloud Drive can also be accessed from the web. You will want to enable this feature if you want to be able to review any documents, media, or contacts from your child's device. iCloud also provides a backup feature that will automatically back up the phone content daily anytime the device is plugged in and connected to Wi-Fi. This backup will assist if it is ever necessary for you to restore an iOS device. The backup feature within this menu will enable a backup of device contents, some of which can be accessed through your iCloud account. Other content is only available upon the restoration of the backup to a device. The storage used for these backups goes towards the free 5 GB given to you by Apple. You can see how the iCloud storage is being used by selecting Manage Storage. Note, pictures and videos can quickly consume the free 5 GB. The Find My iPhone feature allows you to locate a specific device. You will want to make sure this feature is enabled if you want to be able to access the feature from iCloud on the web, as well as from your own device using the family sharing plan. The family sharing plan allows different Apple ID accounts to share iTunes content and locations. When a device enables Share My Location, this will allow other users within the family account to locate each other's devices. There is also an Ask to Buy feature which allows the account manager to require approval for free or paid content for specific Apple IDs on the account. You must have a credit card on file with iTunes in order to use this feature.
Selecting the iTunes and App Store feature in the Settings menu will show you the active Apple ID used for iTunes purchases. Entering your child's iCloud account credentials under the iTunes feature will allow your child access to the iTunes Store content to download applications. Selecting the password settings gives you the option to identify when a password is required and you have the ability to select to require a password even on free downloads. Password restrictions will not be useful if your child knows the password to the Apple account. However, this is where using the family sharing plan Ask to Buy feature can come in handy. Another feature you might want to access before providing the device to your child is passcode. When activating and setting up the device, you have the option to set a passcode. However, if at the time of setup you do not set a passcode and later want to, this can be accomplished under the passcode setting. If you choose to allow your child to set a passcode for the device, this should be something that you both know, and you should verify frequently that the passcode has not been changed. Also, depending on the age of your child, you can choose to set a passcode that only you know, so anytime your child wants to use the device, you would have to unlock it for them.
The privacy feature within the settings menu is where the location services feature is located. In order to have the ability to track your child's device using Find My iPhone or the family sharing plan, you will need to turn on location services. Once enabled, you will have additional options on what applications or features will have access to the device's location. If you do not want a certain app to access the device's location, this is where you can disable that option. Just note that some applications may not work properly if not allowed access to location. In order to use the Share My Location in the family sharing plan, you will also need to enable it here. You will also want to make sure that the Find My iPhone feature has access to location by checking under System Services. The last setting we would like to reference is under the main settings menu under Messages. Here you can select Read Receipts, which allows you to know when your child has read a message you sent to them. This will be on for all contacts though. You can also select to filter unknown, which will then only allow contacts within the device's contact list to be able to communicate with the device. Within this setting, you also have the ability to block numbers. Thank you for viewing this video. Hopefully you learned something new that you can apply to help keep your child safe in the ever-changing world of technology. Please tune in for our next video in this series that will discuss Apple's built-in restrictions feature and logging into the iCloud from the web.